The Buffalo No Huddle brought to you by Genesee Community College and Vicarella's Pizzeria. Get your game time fix.
Full disclosure, this is the first day this week where I don't feel completely exhausted. I hate lightning delays. We got to find a way. Can we get every team in the league a dome? Can we just make that happen? I mean, I do the morning show for a living. I can't be staying up at 12:45 at night watching football. Although I loved every minute of it. Are you awake? Are you ready?
You know what?
You energized or what?
Between your text and the excitement of that game, I was up all night like the Boomtown Rats.
All right, it is the Buffalo No Huddle from the Batavia Daily News and Livingston County News. I'm Jimmy Jam from CJ Country. I host a morning show from 6 to 10. He is Mark Tillery from the Batavia Daily News, executive producer of this show. And we're chopping it up. Kansas City goes down to the Bills, 38-20. And look, Buffalo handled their business on offense. But we're talking about a weak Kansas City defense. I'm a little concerned going forward. You know, they haven't played a great defense yet, and what that Bills offense will look like. Can they overcome? Can they adapt? And can they do that going forward? I don't want to be the great cloud every time we talk about them, but I'm just being real about it. You know what I mean? The truth is somewhere between amazing and awful. You know what I mean? Somewhere in that middle all the time, and you got to kind of balance it all out. At least I think.
And speaking of those great clouds, much like the weather, Buffalo stormed in there Sunday night and just took it to the two-time AFC champions. And, and I get what you're saying. You don't want to get too excited, but this team is for real. You know, you have a strong offense. Buffalo definitely didn't have this defense last year. With the additions of Rousseau and just everybody stepping up the way they're playing, they took it to arguably one of the best teams. And I get it, the defense isn't there this year, but the offense has still got weapons. Still got plenty of weapons that could have took it to us. Or took it to the Bills, and they played one heck of a game, Buffalo did.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, and it's fun to see a team where you're so used to waiting for the other shoe to drop, and they surprise you. They like get over and do it because you picked the Bills to win, but in the back of your mind, you've seen this movie so many times. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get my heart broken again.
Oh, in the back of my mind, there's definitely doubt. I mean, I said they will put up 34 points. I said it would be a close game. Little did we know we were gonna get the result we got, and I was excited. I was excited. I fell asleep on the couch just. That game takes a lot out of you, man, and just watching it. But, one heck of a performance by the Bills.
Let's go over our player awards really quick and do that. Let's talk about our MVP. I mean, I don't know how you do this any other way. It takes more than one guy to lead a football team, but that last drive toward the end of the game, Josh Allen put the team on his back and willed them down the field and made that 18-point spread happen again.
Absolutely.
So Josh Allen is my pick for MVP in this ballgame.
Well deserved. QB1 definitely got that. But I'm going to give it to the defense this week because you're going in front of a national audience, and you're playing against the AFC championship.
Right.
And they got whooped in the Super Bowl, but a lot of people say that changed the culture of the Chiefs. It didn't. They're still going in there. They're still more than capable of winning a championship this year, but going back to my player of the game, I was gonna give it to Greg Rousseau.
Yeah,
like he definitely.
You'd have every reason to this week.
Groot definitely deserved it with the stats that he put up. I mean, including 1 sack and an interception, especially as a rookie. Heck of a play, but I got to give it to Micah Hyde, man. He went out there and he played primetime like primetime. A pick six against an elite quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, and him in the secondary covering Tyreek Hill the way they did.
Yeah,
that was something special. He definitely made a name for himself out there that night, not only Buffalo, but across the National Football League and fans.
Greg Rousseau winning AFC Defensive Player of the Week as a rookie, which is awesome, but you're right, Micah Hyde is he's not just a Pro Bowl caliber player this season, he may be an All-Pro when all is said and done. He's having a career year.
Trust me, I was wrestling with that one.
Absolutely fantastic. The Better Luck Next Time Award, which is what we give us. We don't really like to say least valuable player. We like to say, hey, you know what, maybe next time. So what's your pick?
You know what? You're probably going to get on me for this, but when you look at the weather conditions, you look at how everything was, there's not many people to pick on for Buffalo. There's just not. So I got to give it to Matt Hack. The shank and just the placement of the punts.
He still seems slow to me when he punts. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like getting that ball away is important. He just seems slow to me. I don't know.
Everybody else played. They came to play, and Hack, obviously the weather was a factor, but every other Buffalo Bill, every other Chief out there, adapted to the weather. Our punter could have adapted to the weather.
Bad Hawk. All right, that's fine. All right, my Better Luck Next Time goes to Cole Beasley. It may be out of circumstance, but here's the thing. He hasn't played much the last 2 weeks. But if you've noticed, Buffalo going to a 2 tight end alignment. Matter of fact, they did it 40% of the snaps against Kansas City. It worked so well against Houston that Brian Dable said, let's keep doing this. Let's keep. And we saw the emergence of Dawson Knox, and we saw, so many things happening. And Gabe Davis hasn't gotten much play this season, but he caught a clutch first down completion when it counted. When he got in the game, that target counted. And so Cole Beasley's sort of been the forgotten man in some ways, but I hope he just stays ready for when his time comes, because we're going to need him at some point. Because the nice thing about a winning football team, especially when you got a great offensive coordinator like Dable, is that you don't have to be the same way all the time. You don't have to be found out. There's different ways to skin the cat. There's different ways to go after a team you're playing and do something different offensively. And they've been doing that the last couple weeks, like just by my example, the 2 tight end set. And so Beasley better be ready. Hopefully he'll be ready for when his time is coming up again.
He definitely will. And I'd rather have a team of nothing but weapons than a team of, we don't have enough weapons. Yeah. So, I mean, just the way that Buffalo has built this team, Beasley will come up clutch in the slot one of these games. It's going to happen. They're going to key in on Sanders, Diggs, and especially with Knox. Yeah. You're going to get double coverage on Knox now. Triple coverage at this point.
Knox is on his way to a career year for a Buffalo tight end as far as yardage, to pass Paul Costa for most yards in a season. If he keeps his pace, I don't know if the touchdowns are sustainable week to week, because he's got 5. He's got 5. I don't think he's going to end up with 17. But the kid's on fire, and he's slowly climbing up the ranks there among NFL tight ends.
Look, he's pulling those clutch catches. I mean, he's pulling those highlight
I know that's
catches
the thing too.
Every single game, and he surprises me every game.
Well, here's the thing. I guess he went to a vision specialist in the offseason and had that done. I don't know what they did specifically, but they did that, and he went to tight end college. So he was there with Travis Kelce, who he beat on the field the other night. So you know what I mean? He's come along in a big way, and whatever he's doing, continue it.
Choose a school where the arts come alive, where science and technology thrive, to create something extraordinary. No matter which path you choose, GCC gives you the tools to start your next journey. Because when you choose GCC, your time is now.
The Bro Seriously Award. This is the one that makes you shake your head and go, bro, seriously? Let's talk about, well, why don't you do yours first? Go ahead. What do you got?
Look, as somebody, we try not to say we try not to say us when we're talking about teams, because we're talking about football and we're talking about, be a fan when you're on your sofa, not in front of the camera, or behind the mic. But Chris Collinsworth, man, he finally gave Allen credit when Allen did the jump. The leap heard around the world, so to speak. But Collinsworth would just, it was like you could not get any credit out of this guy for the Buffalo Bills. And he had excuse after excuse. And as somebody that played in the league and knows how hard it is to play in that league and work your butt off to win a game, give them some credit, Chris Collinsworth. Unbelievable.
I got a few years on you, which is obvious. We look like a before and after photo. But I remember Collinsworth years ago when they used to do the Jim Kelly shootout. They do it out at the Buffalo Bison's field. It was an outdoor event. There'd be a contest and competitions and all that. And they let Collinsworth be the MC. And even then, we were like, shut up. Just shut your mouth. I mean, he loves the sound of his own voice. So I agree with you. That'd be my second choice. I don't ever do this, my Bro Seriously Award. I don't ever do this because, you know what? You got to overcome and adapt. The officials stunk on both sides. The referees were the worst on Sunday night. I mean, the Mitch Morse phantom holding call.
Yeah.
But by the same token, did Allen really get pile driven into the ground by that player for the Chiefs? That was in real time, in the heat of the moment. Yeah, technically, yeah, he was sort of coming down on stuff like that, but he wasn't pile driving him. That was not. I mean, look, I feel like calls like that need to be flagrant. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean, so I feel like they overmanage. And Allen's a tough kid. He could take whatever, But like I didn't like him for either team, and I'm willing to see both sides of that. I mean, I want to be a homer about it, but they were just bad across the board. So.
And when you look at the first drive of the game by the Chiefs, there was a lot of holding going on there that wasn't being called.
Right.
And that's not me as a fan talking. That's me watching the guy's jersey get held like this the entire time on the bottom of the screen, and the refs didn't see it. So. All in all, the refs got to get better in the league. I mean, that's media wide. Everybody's saying it, and it was not a great performance by the refs.
It was under a magnifying glass on Sunday night.
The only good call that was made was you about the refs.
I want to get Alex Brasky into the fold here for the Batavia Daily News and ask him, as we look at this season, and we got one more game before we go to our bye week and everything, but we're talking about Dawson Knox and how he's emerged. Alex, for you, what's been the one surprise for you? So if you're going to pick one Bills player that was a surprise for you, who would it be?
The most pleasant surprise for the Bills this season has to be rookie defensive end Greg Rousseau. This past week, he earned Defensive Player of the Week honors after his performance against the Kansas City Chiefs, which included a game-changing interception in the second half, as well as a sack of quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Rousseau has come through with a fantastic rookie season, and this comes after the Bills placed plenty of emphasis on improving their defensive front in the offseason. They drafted Rousseau, they drafted fellow rookie defensive end Boogie Basham, and the Bills' defensive front and their pass rush specifically have come through with a fantastic campaign, and specifically, Rousseau has really shined up front.
All right, Alex, now stay there. We're going to ask you again about Tennessee Titans. Okay, now here's the thing. Buffalo's won 3 of the last 4, but they got waxed by Tennessee 42-16 last year, during COVID and everything. But let's look. All these players, see this list? I'm going to read this list so that they can't see it here because they're not going to see it on the camera. But Trent Murphy was out. Ed Oliver, Harrison Phillips, Jerry Hughes, Tremaine Edmonds, Dodson, Lewis, Marlowe, Norman, Poyer and Hyde were both out. Star Lotulelei was on he had opted out of the season. I mean, so there was a lot of pieces missing defensively, a lot of pieces missing in general, and so I'm hoping that's going to be a plus going forward. But having said that, Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry.
He's a bruiser, man. He's that running back that you don't want to meet up with. I mean, he's of the Terrell Davises, the Emmitt Smiths. He's that guy that definitely takes that team to another level. But nothing against Tannehill, because he's a great quarterback. But you got a guy like Henry back there, it makes his job a lot easier.
Let me stress, too, about Derrick Henry for people, because they know, obviously, ran for 2,000 yards last year. You ever notice there's been 7-8 backs in NFL history that have run for 2,000 yards in a season? Their next year, if you go back and look at the stats, most of them fall back about 600, 700 yards. Maybe, they're only running for 1,400 yards, which running backs would kill for. Right. But they take a step back. He's on pace right now for another 2,100. He has the best 40-game stretch right now as a running back in the history of the National Football League going right now. He's on absolute fire. He's a workout beast. And during the summertime, his videos were breaking the internet, just this kind of stuff he does. I mean, we've already seen him do the Josh Norman hammer throw. I mean, you know what I mean? So it means the dude is no joke.
At least we're past that now. We got a couple guys that can stand up to him.
Well, 7-star back makes me feel better about that too. Can they neutralize him? I don't know. What will the Tennessee dial up from? Because here's the thing. They've got that, and now Tannehill has other weapons. Tannehill, by the way, a soldier. When he re-upped his contract, he did a cap-friendly deal to help them get the people they want. They got Julio Jones in. The team is banged up. Jones is just coming back. He's practicing Wednesday, and I think he might be ready to go. He had a hamstring tweak in week 3. He might be ready to go this weekend. Brown was dinged up, but I think he's going to play too. So they're getting healthy. They're starting to get healthy a little bit. They got a passing game, and it's not bad. It's number 7 in the league. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Right. What do you think about their offense?
Well, like I said at the top of the show, this is a different Buffalo team they're playing.
Yeah.
So that offense is going to obviously play differently and try to play to you got Russo out there. You got Oliver out there. You got people that can stop Henry. You got people that can put the pass rush on Tannehill like they didn't have last year. So we're looking at a whole different it's a different game all around than it was with the 42-point route last year.
When you think about all the people that were missing last year, I don't feel as bad if Milano does sit this one out. I'd rather have him back after the bye week, give him a couple weeks rest, and go ahead and do that. Now, here's the opportunity. Defensively, Titans are 24th. And so, once again, Buffalo going to play a little softer, at least defensively here. There's an opportunity here. And, it's an interesting matchup. It is a battle of the offenses and stuff. Maybe we've got a chance defensively. Now, let's ask Alex really quick here. Alex, as I check my questions, what's the one key? This is a hard question. Alex, what's the one key to the Bills beating Tennessee? You tell me.
If the Bills are to beat the Tennessee Titans this week, they must do one thing, and that is stop Derrick Henry, the best running back in the NFL. We saw what he could do last season against the Bills, including tossing former Bills defensive back Josh Norman to the side on his way to the end zone. So Henry, definitely the most dangerous weapon that Tennessee has, and the Bills must slow him down if they expect to win this game.
Nick Ficarella, the Pizza Making University.
All right. Monday Night Football. Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills in Nashville. Love that town. Love that town. Hattie B's, hot chicken. All right, so Mark, what's your pick and score?
Look, 2 primetime games in a row. That can either make or break a team, but I think Buffalo is that team that's ready. The Bills with that win over KC are going to waltz into Tennessee with all the confidence in the world. Now, but they need to stay focused like they have since the Pittsburgh loss. It's just been a nonstop Josh Allen Express, defense express. The offense has just been on point.
They're ramping up, yep.
Yeah, so if you shut down Tannehill early, shut down the running game early, just stuff them. Let them know who's boss. Let them know who's there. I'm expecting a shootout, but bottom line, I still think Buffalo is that team to beat right now, man. I think we're going in there with a chip on our shoulder from last year. Buffalo's going in there with that chip on their shoulder after.
Like they did against KC, you think they're going to learn again and learn from what happened and take it?
Plus, like I said at the top of the show, and I'm going to keep saying it, it's a different team. It's a different culture. Everything is just different in Buffalo now. So with that being said, I got Buffalo putting up the W 31-24 against Tennessee.
All right, that's all right. So by a touchdown. I played a little closer to the vest, you know that, because, I mean, what they're doing right now, I mean, they just finished week 5. Is this sustainable for 17 weeks? I don't know. I mean, I don't know that it's going to be ringing up points like a pinball machine every week. Tennessee's going to come in. They've got a job to do. They're going to protect home turf. And bring alert. And it says, yeah, get to your pick. I get it. Okay, fine. Here's the deal. I think it's going to be closer. I think it's tough for Buffalo to do this week after week, but they keep proving me wrong. I hope they do. The Bills will win, but by a field goal, 27-24. It comes down to the leg of Tyler Bass.
That's close. That's close.
That is close, but there you go. Alex Brasky, what's your pick?
Prediction for this week's game, give me the Bills to win by another blowout score, 42-20 this week over the Tennessee Titans. The Bills are on an absolute roll, coming off a big win over the defending AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs, and don't expect that roll to slow down any this week going up against the Tennessee Titans. The Titans did beat the Bills last season, but this Bills team is completely different than the one the Titans saw last year, and expect the Bills to continue their roll with another win down in Nashville this week.
I hope there's no lightning delay. I can't take it. I'm not a young man. I need my sleep. Okay? Big game for the Bills. They want to keep pace with everybody else in the conference. Hopefully the Chargers, Ravens, one of them is going to pick, they'll pick up a loss, one of them, and then continue to do what they do as they get to an easier part of the schedule. So there we go. So you and I will talk, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do for bye week. We got to figure out, do we do a show? Do we not do a show? Or do we just sit here and eat Ficarella's pizza the whole show?
We could eat pizza. Sounds great, but I would love to eat pizza and talk about a Buffalo Bills win that past Monday night. So
maybe
we
we'll
got
do
a lot
that
in store for you. Trust me, we are
right.
working behind the scenes over here to make some stuff happen. Then.
All right, he's making moves constantly. All right, that is the Buffalo No Huddle for this week. I'm Jimmy Jam from CJ Country. He's Mark Tillery from this show and from the Daily News. And until next week, we'll see you. Go Bills.